This year marks the 75th anniversary of Planned Parenthood of Greater Iowa. Its rich history began with the vision of 11 Des Moines women during the Great Depression. In 1934, these women pledged their support to form the Iowa Maternal Health League.
These women came together. They were very courageous. They were the pillars of society.
They were women of wealth and comfort, and yet they risked their very freedom to provide this information to women.
Keep in mind that birth control is illegal. Margaret Sanger had actually gone to jail for opening up a birth control clinic, and they said that they wanted to do this for their less fortunate sisters.
Besides providing reproductive health services, Planned Parenthood also made efforts to promote literacy. They handed out books and magazines at clinic visits. This ultimately led to the first Planned Parenthood book sale in 1961.
Maddie Levitt was on the Planned Parenthood board and said, well, let's do a book sale and raise a few dollars. So the Planned Parenthood board had a book sale, and it made $2,600. This year we made $400,000.
Our volunteers are very passionate about what they do, whether they're fundraising, whether they're planning an event, whether they're doing the book sale.
Also in 1961, Planned Parenthood reached a significant milestone. Des Moines was the first clinic in the Midwest to offer birth control pills.
Planned Parenthood in the late 50s and early 60s was part of the clinical trials for the first oral contraceptives, which revolutionized birth control worldwide. And we were on the cutting edge of that.
In 1965, Planned Parenthood offered services to all women, not just those who were married. That same year, Planned Parenthood started the Rural Outreach Program. They realized not every woman in Iowa had easy access to birth control or information.
Transportation was not as good as it is now. The day that I went with the nurse, we went to what was called the Southeast Bottoms. At that time, used as our handouts, comic books that explained how to use birth control, because some of these patients were not able to read.
Despite working tirelessly to promote reproductive health, women were still dying needlessly due to illegal abortion.
One of the reasons I am so supportive of Planned Parenthood and women's right to choice is a story that I tell from an experience in the 1950s. A man and his wife had 3 children, and she became pregnant again. And for whatever reason, they decided they should not have another child. She went to Cedar Rapids for a back alley abortion and was found dead in the parking lot the next day. And that had a great impact on how I have felt about choice for women.
Good clergymen in Iowa would work with Planned Parenthood to find spots for the medical abortion out of state. It was a terrible situation.
We had 2 options as a doctor. We all knew somewhere within a 100 or 200 mile radius where a doctor would do an abortion, or we'd arrange for them to fly to Japan and have an abortion overseas.
And so a group was formed called the Iowa for Medical Control of Abortion, and it was a legal lobbying effort. And we gained a lot of support, not only from the legislature, but from Governor Ray, from people across the state, and the Iowa Medical Society. So we worked with the legislature to write a bill. It was ready for debate on January 23rd, 1973, when the news came on. Roe versus Wade was decided. Same day. Isn't that something?
I am so excited by everything that Planned Parenthood does. I often used Planned Parenthood because I didn't have insurance, and they have a sliding fee. After I had a job that provided insurance, I chose to continue going to Planned Parenthood and bringing my insurance money with me to help keep everything afloat.
We see clients whether or not they are able to pay. We will work with them if there is a charge on how they make that payment. It's our mission to see patients however we can.
The prospect of children being born at a time when their parents can care for them, can love them, plan for them, welcome them. It makes all the difference in the world.
One of the challenges as a sexual health educator is when I'm going into schools or churches or other agencies, the assumption is I'm going to be talking about abortions. And abortions represent 2% of our services. We provide so many other services that people aren't even aware of. Adoption, our sexual assault response unit, sexually transmitted infection checks and treatment for men and women.
If I were looking into the future, I think I would continue to see a Planned Parenthood organization that is focusing on women and women's reproductive health care, but also is expanding to look more at families and the impact of family planning as it affects the entire family unit.
But I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is that what we're doing is really the right thing to do. We are fulfilling a need that exists among really all people of the world.
And I will encourage all my friends, my daughter's friends, to nurture and support the Planned Parenthood organization. It helps families, whole families, and we mustn't let it slip away from us.
Right now, Planned Parenthood of Greater Iowa is one of the most respected affiliates in the country, and that's because we provide great quality care. We provide a huge range of services. We're productive and efficient in our service delivery. Right now, we're the best, and I absolutely believe we'll still be the best in 75 years from now.
Planned Parenthood stands for what they believe. You can see it in the education we provide, in the services we provide, the advocacy we provide. We stand up for what we believe in.
We're not afraid to roll up our sleeves and join hands and take on work that needs to be done.
We're only better than we were in the beginning. Stronger, more accepted, and it is a celebration.